I hate cell phone policies. Welcome to Grumble Goat. My name is Matt Labodka, and this is a show about all the small things that drive me insane. Let's grumble. I understand that not everybody works in the service industry, but for those of us that work in the service industry, we hear it all the time. No cell phones on the floor. And that's just the policy. There isn't like exceptions. Like even cell phones have exceptions in emergencies. Like if it's not your phone and you don't know the password, the cell phone still lets you make a 911 call if you need to. There are exceptions, but not on the floor of a restaurant. Oh no, egads. What would a customer think if they saw a server with a cell phone? Goodness gracious, this is my server. They're not supposed to have any focal point besides me. Good God, they're not automatons? When they're not in my direct line of sight, they do not shut off like C-3PO and stand in a closet until I come back for another meal? Goodness gracious. A server with thoughts and feelings and family? What kind of turn of the millennium stuff is this? No cell phones on the floor. The cell phone has become an integral part of life. This isn't 2003 when only Stacy has a cell phone and nobody else has one. It's like, well, Stacy, let's keep that away. That's a luxury item. Everybody has a cell phone. It's an extension of our person. That would be like in an inn in the 19th century. Ye old inn, the manager telling the server, take off those glasses. You can't wear your glasses, those newfangled glasses. You'll make the customers feel dumb. What are you trying to do? Look uppity? Make yourself look like you belong to the gentry? Take those glasses off your face. You will look like a servant while you serve. No, everybody wears glasses and everybody has a cell phone. No cell phones on the floor. If you saw a man in a business suit on the corner looking at his cell phone, you would think he's conducting business. It looks like the most professional thing in the world to be wearing a suit and shooting off a quick email. But you put on a Bennigan's vest and all of a sudden you're just a lazy schmuck that's not paying attention to your tables. What are you talking about? No cell phones on the floor is a ludicrous rule from a bygone era. And the whole idea stems from the idea that servants aren't people. But instead of this dark ages idea of preventing a server from being perceived as a person, shouldn't the intention change to seeing servers as people, considering that a year ago we were calling them the nation's heroes, essential workers, the whole civilization rested on their backs? But Lord have mercy if while my groceries are being rung up, I see the clerk at the register answer a quick text message and, goodness, are they wearing spectacles? Do they think they're better than me? I'll take my business elsewhere, thank you very much, where they don't have cell service, and the servants aren't so optically uppity. I hate barbaric cell phone restrictions, and that's the grumble.
Grumble, 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 grumble.
What?
Grumble, 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 grumble. What's got your goat?
For the latter half of the show, we'll bring in my better half, Veronique, for an unpretentious look and a segment we call
What's got your goat?
Hey, Veronique.
Hi.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. How are you?
I'm great. I'm tired.
Are you?
October's a busy month, huh?
October is always busy.
Yeah.
Always busy.
Oh my gosh. I mean, you know, obviously we have Halloween to look forward to.
Obviously.
I'm excited about Halloween. I love Halloween.
Yes, I get excited about Halloween too.
Goodness, we work in the service industry.
We do.
And it's busy in October.
Oh, it's very busy in October.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like October is the best month in the whole calendar.
Oh, the best month in the whole calendar.
Yes.
Whole calendar.
Whole calendar.
Okay. Why is that?
Because it's my birthday month.
Oh, it is your birthday month.
But also
10-4, big buddy.
10-4, baby. It's where it all happened.
That's where it all happens.
Because the weather is the best.
Oh, the weather's the best.
Weather's the best.
Oh, yeah. I hate warm weather.
People are coming out of getting used to not having summer anymore.
Oh, yeah.
A little sweater season.
Right. Yeah. There's false fall where it like gets cold for a week.
Yes.
And then it gets back warm again. So everybody got that jolt already back in September.
Yeah.
And now it's October and everybody's used to the idea of autumn.
We're used to the idea and we're looking forward to the holiday season. Because Halloween starts it.
Halloween does start it.
Yep.
That's the best one. It kicks it off.
Kicks it off.
Kicks off the holiday season.
A little scary.
Yeah.
A little spooky scary.
Yeah. First, the weather scares you with a little bit of cold.
I know.
And then Halloween haunts you.
Fall fright.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been busy at the restaurant?
It's been busy.
It's been busy on my end, too, for catering.
I can imagine all the events.
Oh, lots of events.
Oh, we had so many parties yesterday.
Oh, you had parties, too.
Oh, I had a party I worked, but there was a buyout in the Chinese lounge, one party in the canteen, and it was all corporate parties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made me really excited to go to work. You know, that corporate money. Okay?
That corporate money. Yeah. When somebody else is paying, you go ahead and fill that tip box in.
Well, thank you so much for that 20%. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At these corporate events, I envision business people as like they mingle, but they always look at their cell phones.
No, well, here's the thing. I feel like back in the day, there was a business type. You could tell that they were a business person.
Okay.
These days, you can't tell if it's business or if it's play. I mean,
every day is Casual Friday.
Every day is Casual Friday.
Yeah, they got their sleeves rolled up, untucked shirts.
Yeah, they're more relaxed.
You can't tell if they're business people or if they're just hip dads.
Well, I can tell they're business people because they have briefcases and book bags.
People still have briefcases?
And sometimes it's a book bag.
Because nowadays you can walk down like 6th Avenue in the business district and like you see people with a book bag on their shoulder. Yeah, a lot of businessmen are just wearing book bags.
They're wearing book bags.
Yeah.
They're wearing book bags. Yeah. And I wonder if it's the younger generation that has influenced the book bag craze.
I don't really know how briefcases got in style. Because those things are like weird.
I also don't think that you can put a lot of things in a briefcase.
You can put briefs in there.
Right. You can put lawyer stuff in a briefcase.
Lawyer stuff goes in a briefcase.
But even so, they carry all those files in boxes.
Well, that's when they got a lot. Yeah, if they got a lot of boxes. Like,
you can't carry that in a briefcase.
You're talking about the baker's box. Yeah. No, all right, that's different. But if you're just walking home with a few briefs. So at your work, when you figure out percentages of the check, how do you do that? How do you figure out if they left 20% or 18% or whatever?
Oh, it's a very easy mathematical thing that happens in my head. I was not good at math until I started serving. I instantly got very good at adding and subtracting.
That's interesting. Why bother? Because you have a calculator in your pocket, right?
It also says the suggested gratuity on the bottom of the check as well.
Oh, well, that helps. Sure.
You really don't have to do the math. But when people whip out the calculator and do the math, I get worried. I'm like, wait a minute.
Who whips out the calculator?
The guest.
Oh, when the guest whips out the calculator, you're like, oh, you don't know how to do a tip.
No, that means that you're not giving me 20%.
Oh, right, because 20% is easy to calculate.
Easy.
Right.
Yes, it's $2 for every 10.
Okay, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, and it's the easiest way to remember it.
Or you can just move the decimal point and double it.
No, that does not work for Veronique. That does not work for Veronique.
Because you have the...
Yes.
You have the...
I have the switchy...
Schizophrenia?
No!
What's it called?
Dyslexic.
You have the dyslexia.
Yes.
So if you try to move the decimal point, it goes all over the place.
It goes all over the place.
It's like one of those songs where they put the lyrics at the bottom of the screen and the bouncy ball just jumps along the lyrics.
Rude. That's rude.
Is that rude?
$2 for every 10. Hear that, everyone? $2 for every 10.
Okay.
But
you got good at math.
Because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
But why don't you just pull out your cell phone and do the math? Why did you have to?
I have to sometimes.
Oh, okay.
I have to when they don't give me the tip, they just total it. Then I have to do the math. They make you do the math.
Yeah.
And then I have to find out if they tipped less than or more than.
It's so much math.
So much math.
Yeah,
now,
you're practically a mathematician at this point.
I mean, I see people do the math in their heads at the terminals, and I'm in awe of those people, especially with the cents. The cents get me every time.
Yeah.
That decimal point, it's a decimal.
I tell you. So at your restaurant, you can just pull out your cell phone and use the calculator?
Yeah, at the terminals, we can use it.
What do you mean at the terminals?
Like at the terminal in a specific part of the restaurant.
Why not at the table?
That's rude. We're not allowed to do that.
Not allowed to do what?
We're not allowed to tell the guest how much to tip us.
Okay, the guest left.
Yes.
You're standing at their table.
Yes.
You pick up the check.
Yes.
You're looking at the numbers right at the table.
Yes.
Pull out your cell phone.
Yes. No.
What? Why not?
You can't have your cell phone on the floor.
You can't have your cell phone on the floor?
Oh, that's what you wanted me to get to. You can't have your cell phone on the floor.
What does that mean?
No. Because then it looks like you're not working.
Oh, it looks like you're not working. When you pull out the phone to use the calculator app.
Yes.
You're not working.
Only if you're at the terminal.
Right. If you're hiding your cell phone behind the computer screen.
No, if you're at the terminal and the bright is there and then the manager walks by and sees that you're literally using the calculator, you can use your phone.
What if the manager walks by and sees that you're looking at a text message?
They're going to say you have to get off your phone. Or what does happen a lot of the times is that they then get on their phone next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you're like, okay.
Yeah, because if they have the jacket on, they can use a cell phone.
They can use a cell phone.
Yeah.
That's really annoying to me. You can't yell at me for having my cell phone on the floor when you're constantly looking at your phone.
So you can't have the cell phone on the floor.
You're not supposed to.
Right. But where is your cell phone?
It's in my satchel.
It's in your satchel. It's in your pocket.
No, it's in my satchel.
What does that mean?
I have a satchel. It's not a purse.
You just moved your hands like a fanny pack.
Yes, I did. Well, it's because it's not a fanny pack and it's not a purse. It's a satchel.
Okay, you have a satchel.
I have a satchel All the female employees have a satchel that they use.
A satchel.
A satchel.
Okay. That's like your holster for your cell phone.
It's like a holster, and I feel like Peter Pan when I wear it in my little outfit with my tights and my black dress, and I have this satchel, and it's heavy. However...
how heavy is this satchel?
Well, I have my wine key in there. I have my single drink tray.
Oh, this sounds heavy.
/ double drink tray. It's really a dental tray because I couldn't find the right one. But
a dental
that's fine.
tray. You have a dental tray to serve drinks.
In my satchel. A bunch of people.
Do you ever like accidentally like serve a drink to somebody and say, now spit?
I wish. That'd be amazing. Oh, I have to tell you what someone did last night. It's really
What'd somebody
funny.
do last night?
Okay, well, hold on. I have my satchel. I have my server book, pens, all the pens. And then I have my cell phone. And then I also have my little book that I write all the orders on.
Okay, great.
There's some more stuff in there too, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like
I've no
chapstick.
doubt there's more
like
stuff in there.
Anyway, it's heavy. And that's my satchel.
That's great.
Yes.
So when they say no cell phones on the floor, they mean everybody has their cell phone in their pocket.
Yes.
You just can't reveal the cell phone.
Some people like to be, I'm sorry, I don't have my phone on the floor. It's in my locker.
Oh.
I'm like, okay. You're sacrificing your phone.
Oh, yeah. Way to self-sacrifice for the good of the manager?
Restaurant?
The restaurant is going to be better because you don't have your cell phone in your pocket?
They have a watch.
An Apple Watch?
An Apple Watch.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, I don't keep my phone on the floor. That's right on your hand.
They still get all their text messages.
It's on their hand. And I'm like, okay.
I don't carry my cell phone. Meanwhile, they're checking all their text messages right there on their wrist.
Sorry, I didn't respond. I don't have my cell phone on the floor. It's on your wrist.
Isn't that weird, though, that now technology has gone so far that not only does every single person have a cell phone, and it's perfectly normal and everyday part of life to have a cell phone, but now it's built in its own loophole that, like, now you have a wristwatch that connects to your phone. And restaurant managers aren't like, no watches on the floor.
They can't say
because saying no watches on the floor is ridiculous, right?
We need to keep time.
But we got rid of wristwatches because cell phones have the time right on them, and we all carry our cell phone. So it's ludicrous to say no cell phones.
I don't know if I would want to be in a restaurant or at a workplace and I just see people on their phones. Because then I feel like they're not working and they don't care.
Imagine, if you will, your party of businessmen. The most dressed up one. He's got a suit on. He's got a tie on pulled all the way up to the neck.
Yeah, he has a
and he's looking at his
briefcase.
cell phone.
Yeah.
What's he doing? Is he doing business?
It looks like he's doing business.
It looks like he's doing business, but he's also on Facebook.
Yeah. But a server on their phone doesn't look like they're doing business.
But why? Somehow society has trained us that if they're a servant, they're wasting their time on their cell phone. But if they're wearing a suit, they're doing important business.
Yes, I see your point. And totally.
See,
absolutely.
I'm a manager at work.
You are.
So I wear the suit when I go to work.
Yeah, you got a suit on.
Even though I'm still a server.
But like you are a manager, like you're the butler. You know, you're like
But I can pull out my cell phone at any moment.
Yeah, but the difference is...
And everybody's like, oh, he's doing business.
But like if we were all in, the 1800s of like a household, of like, and couldn't be seen, like they are not allowed to talk to the lady of the house, right?
Sure.
But you, the butler, would be allowed to talk to the people of the house.
Right. And you know what the best part is?
The head of it.
I can talk to the client.
Yeah.
And the client will be like, oh, what time is this?
Yeah.
First thing I do is pull out my cell phone.
Yes.
To check the timeline.
Right.
Why is it that if a server at the table is being asked like, oh, is there gluten in this? The server can't just pull out the menu on their cell phone.
Well, here's the thing. The server should know the answers to those questions already.
Well, sure, but why?
Because it makes their job easier.
Sure, but also having a cell phone makes their job easier.
Sure, but like it's more work for me to look up into my cell phone of what has gluten in it and what doesn't when I could already know that information.
Right. Okay. So why should a minimum wage employee be expected to have every allergen on the whole menu memorized while the floor manager or the general manager is not required to have that information in their head?
I know, and they should. They really should, because it's embarrassing when they don't know really basic things. Mm-hmm. You're like, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't write me up.
It's almost like the servants who are expected to know the menu and expected to deal with guests directly should be given more leeway.
A better way of proving your point is when a guest asks if we have any recommendations. Do you have any recommendations of where we should go after this? Oh, where's there a fun dance club? Like, where's this? In that moment, I feel like we should be able to whip out our cell phone and say, oh, I know of a place, but where is it? Oh, it's right here.
Yeah. Why do we have artificial restrictions placed on us? As if like, oh, you're not allowed to do this aspect of humanity.
It's about appearances.
Right. Why is that the appearance?
I don't know. Someone picked it. Someone picked it. The same people that picked it picked I'm going to build a separate part of my house so that I don't look at the servers behind the walls, and then they just show up and serve me food.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, the servants' quarters. Yeah, and I work in a lot of those houses.
Yes,
when I work in private homes, I have to use the servants' stairwell that's hidden behind the back wall.
You may be able to talk to them, but you still have to use the
I still have to use the right
quarters.
stairway and pull out my cell phone.
Yes.
How did stairs become one of the things that servants aren't allowed to be seen using?
I know. It's so fancy.
Yeah, the
staircase.
This staircase has carpeting going down it.
This staircase is twirly.
You will use the straight, sharp stairs in the back.
No twirly staircase for you.
You will use the one with splinters.
And take your shoes off.
And a handrail that wiggles a little bit.
Where's
because
the handyman?
Where's the handyman? Get them out here.
He's in the walls.
He's in the walls. The servants are in the walls. Oh, another thing that servants aren't allowed to do is speak as if they're a fellow human.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And who you're speaking to.
Right. Like
and
if
what
you
you're
have
saying.
a guest who's being a angry idiot, you're not allowed to say, stop, that's rude.
Yeah.
You have to be like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll fix that right away.
Yes.
I will fix it. I'll get a manager. I'm so sorry.
Guest expectations of the server human is bonkers. This lady was by the bathrooms and her server walks by. She says, oh, I have this Charlie horse in my leg. Can you rub it out for me?
What?
Oh, yeah. It happened for real. And she couldn't say, are you out of your mind? Of course I can't touch you. Like, what are you doing? She had to say, like, I'm so sorry, ma'am. It's a company policy that we don't touch the guests. Like, that's what she had to say to this lady.
How bonkers.
That was like, can you rub the Charlie horse out of my leg?
Yeah, I'll take the filet, medium rare, side of a baked potato, and a back massage.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Because that really relaxes me. What are you talking
What are you
about?
talking about?
Yeah.
It's wild.
That is bonkers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They go crazy.
And you're not allowed to be like, get out of the restaurant.
No, I say, I'm going to get my manager.
Right, exactly. But
I'm gonna have them.
But just now, when you quoted that, you did it with a smile.
I did. It's so ingrained with me. Oh my gosh, it's so ingrained in me. I was like, I'll get my manager. I just want to give a shout out to a table that I saw yesterday. Okay, we have these cauliflower lollipops that sit on top of these little skewers. So
I've had
like
them.
lollipops.
They're great.
They're great. Okay, we have a new dish on the menu called Ducks in the Row, and there's a little duck head on it. And so what this table did is they had all of the sticks up and they had 2 cauliflower lollipops on it, and then they cut off the duck head and they put it on a skewer. And I wish I had a picture because it was like Game of Thrones that they massacred these duck heads.
That'd be amazing if you got a picture of that. If you took out your cell phone.
Yes. No cell phones on the floor.
This has been an episode of Grumble Goat.
Thanks for listening.
I'm Matt Labatka.
I'm Veronique Hurley. Please subscribe.
I hate when people say please subscribe.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. No twirly staircase for you.
Thanks for listening. And while I have your attention, if you've been enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a review and don't forget to Grumble Goat responsibly and share with a friend.